the Suicide Boys, born from the shadows of New Orleans. See, you can't talk about Suicide Boys without first talking about New Orleans. Not the glossy, touristy version, but the real New Orleans. The ones that's cracked and haunted, humming with a kind of heavy magic. That's where Ruby the Cherry and Scrim, the two cousins with the sort of shared taste for self-destruction and brutal honesty, came up. And that city, with all its history, poverty, and pain, bleeds through in every track that they make. See, Suicide Boys isn't just like a rap group, it's a survival mechanism. Their music isn't there to be clean or polished. It's supposed to be, feel really dirty and uncomfortable, like you're hearing something that maybe you weren't meant to hear, but you can't stop listening to it. Growing up in the lower class of New Orleans means living with limited options and heavy trauma. You got drugs that aren't some flex in your lyrics. They're a symptom, an escape, a dead end. But the way they talk about, addiction and depression, even suicide, feels more like a confession than entertainment. And then, of course, there was Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, it didn't just flood homes, it flooded futures. For many of New Orleans, including Ruby and Scrim, Katrina was like a breaking point. Families were displaced, lives uprooted, and trust of the system is shattered. The trauma of that disaster, of watching your city drown and realizing no one is coming to save you, left a mark that never fully healed. The sense of abandonment, of being left behind by the world, seeps into their music. It's their paranoia, their anger, their refusal to sugarcoat reality. They make music that wrestles with death, but not always in the sort of literal sense. It's spiritual, it's ritualistic. That's where the sort of influence of voodoo kind of comes in, that kind of runs rapid in New Orleans. This idea that death is never final, the spirits linger, and the pain can become a power. You can hear it in their beats and their imagery and their obsession with the occult. It's as if, every track is like a dark prayer kind of chanted from the edge of the grave. And then there's like a sound of, Southern trap fused with, horrorcore and Memphis rap, a lot of punk energy and lo-fi aesthetics. It's like a DIY and unapologetically grim, mirroring the life they come from. No filter, no gloss, just truth, however dark that it might be. But what makes Suicide Boys matter, what makes them last, is that they've become a voice of people who feel like they don't belong anywhere else. Their fans don't just listen to their music, they feel it. For some of it's therapy, and others it's survival. So yeah, Suicide Boys came from the shadows of New Orleans, but instead of running from them, they embraced the darkness and just made it echo. If you haven't listened to Suicide Boys, I strongly suggest you check them out. They're on tour now. It's their last tour together. I think that, they're doing a lot of solo stuff as well. But yeah, dude, check them out on Instagram, check them out on Facebook, check out their websites, check out their music. They just dropped a new track a couple weeks ago. But yeah, check them out. Let me know what you think if you're a fan. Tell me what's up, okay?